What's up, guys? And we'll go from there. So there's lots of things to cover with the close. And as we do this, feel free, if you guys want, to also give a shout out where you're periscoping in from, so we can see. I know we got people from all over the country, and depending on what time, I believe we have people from all over the world. We have the last several, which is always fun to see. So we got Philly, Virginia, Vegas, Utah, Jersey, Kentucky, Sweden, Georgia, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Boston, Tucson. Awesome. Indiana. We've got everywhere. Indiana, Pennsylvania. We got everywhere representing. What's up, Rachel? Lots of familiar faces. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll go ahead and get started. So the art of the close. This is like the scariest thing for people. This is one of the scariest things for me when I started. I didn't want to be part of the NFL, the No Friends League, the No Friends Left, the all-exclusive club, where you're like, crap, I got to hard close my friends, the people that I love, the people that I know. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. So I'm going to go over that. I'm going to teach you guys. Remember, if all else fails at the beginning, the goal is progress. The goal is to become a little bit better. The goal is, as you do this business, is just that. It's a journey. You're not going to learn it overnight. So if you get overwhelmed from this video, then that is your fault. Do not get overwhelmed. Just pick something new that you can learn as you want to become that leader. You want to become that person that can help do it. At the beginning of this business, if you're super scared, remember, you're going to use three-way calls for all of this. I still use three-way calls to this day, but now that people are using three-way calls with me as I advance in this business, I need to make sure I've learned how to properly understand the art of the close. So I just want to say that because I do not want to overwhelm the brand new person. So as you're starting, the first two questions everybody asks themselves when they're looking at this business is, can I do what you're doing? It's important to understand the psychology of beforehand, before you start with the close or before you start presenting or talking to anybody. Can I do what you're doing? The second question is, maybe I can do what you're doing, but is it worth it? So keep that in mind throughout the presentation, throughout the close, throughout the follow-up, throughout everything. The second thing to give perspective is Tony Robbins says we make every decision off how we link pain and pleasure, our association to it. So if you go to the gym and there's more pain going to the gym than not, you're going to end up quitting the gym. If it's like me, where there's more pain not going to the gym, I mean, I have to work out even when I'm out of town. I got to do push-ups. I got to do air squats. I have not missed the gym in 7 years because there's more pain to me associated to missing the gym. So remember, everybody's going to base their decisions on how they link pain and pleasure. So that's important to understand before we even start. The next part is there is no hard close. Okay? Don't worry about that. Don't stress it. Don't be scared. Like I have to hard close people I know. You will never hard close anybody, and I will teach you that, and I'll make sure that you do it the right way. I've never severed a friendship or relationship in this business because I've always treated others with respect. I've always treated others where I make it about them, not about me. You're not going to be one of those sleazy salespeople. I know there's a lot of high quality ones. I know there's sleazy ones that they make it all about them and they want to hit their sales. Of course we all want to, but we're not going to do it that way. So to understand, remember the follow-up, the bell curve. We've gone over this, the bell curve. This is right before the close, and then you transition into it. Maybe on a scale 1 to 10, you had somebody on an interest level at an 8. So 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And you leave and you think, oh, they're still going to be at the 8 the next time you talk to them. Jim Rohn says, maybe the birds got to him. Family friends said, I can't believe you're doing that network marketing thing. It's never going to work for you. So now their interest level went all the way down to maybe a 3 or a 4 or 5 or 6, whatever it is. They're not at an 8 anymore. So at the beginning, when you're starting with the process, questions are always the answers. Okay, so as you're understanding, questions are the answers. Also understand that there's really 3 main groups of people. There are the people that are not interested at all. There are the people that want to just be product users. There are the people that want to be distributors in this business. And as they want to be distributors, understand inside of that third group, there's also 3 different groups. There's people that want to go fast, slow, or medium. So you have to understand who you're talking to, because our goal in this business is to mirror people. At the beginning, I made it all about me and my goals, and I learned it's okay to sell your own goals, but you need to make it about them in the close. You need to make it where they can make the decision, not you. You can help them, but you want to communicate the information so they can. So understanding all of that, this is what I do. And you can write this down. You can go over this video several times, and I hope it helps, is I always ask the question, what intrigues you most about this business? And remember, as I've already taught you about the follow-up, before I ask that question, I'm building back their belief. I'm giving them all the reasons why I'm excited to do this with them, why I think they're going to be great at this business. I'm not giving a fluff compliment. I'm actually giving a legit compliment and a legit reason why I think they would be great and why this is a great fit. So make sure you're building back belief, number one. Number two, you're going to ask the question, what intrigues you most about this? Because you want to find their hot buttons. You want to find, what they're thinking as far as in cans, not cannots. The mind's naturally negative. Let's start getting their brain to thinking what excites them. Because everybody in this business is buying a dream. Everybody. Whether it's the dream of getting their products for free, whether it's the dream of, paying a car payment, or whether it's the dream of someday having retirement, or whether it's the dream of, making a little bit of money, or taking their family to Disneyland, or traveling with their friends around the world, or doing a humanitarian trip, or retiring their mom. It doesn't really matter. You are selling a dream, and it's about their dream. It's not about yours. So what intrigues you most about this business? And keep asking questions. So number two is what intrigues you most? Number one was build back your belief. Number three, after I've done that, I build on that. But then I always want to ask the question, okay, great. What's your biggest concern? And I preface it of, look, we all have fears. Fear isn't bad. It's normal. It's natural. Fear a lot of times is good because that means you're really thinking about it. That means you're excited. That means you're willing to do something different. That means you're willing to do something great. You notice I'm empowering them. I'm not going in depth or details about the product or the comp plan. I'm keeping it really, really simple. So number three is, what would be your biggest fear? So rather than me trying to guess why they may or may not be doing this business, I'm going to ask the question, because again, questions are the answers. So I'm going to ask the simple question, and they say, well, maybe it's because, I don't feel like I have enough time. Well, great. And then I go over, you guys hopefully heard last week the video I did on objections. Well, great. Let me teach you how we can leverage your business. Let me teach you how we can do this business together, because you can go at your pace. This is about you. Some weeks you won't work. Some weeks you'll work full-time. Some weeks you'll work part-time. Some weeks, it's your own decision in this business. But I love working with busy people, because busy people, I found, have a lot more success. They value their time more. They're always talking to people anyways. And so I'll leverage your time where we're going to work together. We have tools and resources to help you, where you can do this on the side of the side with this business. So again, I'm making it about them. I'm making it about really reaching their goals as they do this business. And then what I'm going to ask them is on a scale 1 to 10, where are you at in this business? 10 being, I'm all in 100%, and 1 being, I'm not interested at all. Where are you at? Again, I'm just asking the question rather than me just trying to hard close them when I have no clue or concept where they're at. I'm going to ask them, where are you at in this business? And if they say to me on a scale 1 to 10 that they're a 7 or above, what that tells me, in my mind, I make a mental note, they want to do this, they're just scared. So if somebody tells me on a scale 1 to 10 they're at a 7, instantly I'm going to say, you know what, I get it, there's always going to be things you're scared about, but let's do this. Let's do this together. I'm going to hold your hand in this business. I'm going to help you. It's going to be scary, but it's well worth it. I was super scared when I started. And of course, hopefully you've done several three-way calls. You should still be doing three-way calls. I'm talking about if you're the validator. I'm trying to give you guys tips. Like I said, I still use three-way calling, but that's what I'll do when I start. And so you notice I'm talking in cans. I'm not talking about, oh, do you want to do this? Because if I'm not sure, how are they going to be sure? If they're on a scale 1 to 10 to 7, I'm going to assume it in a non-overbearing way that says, you know what, let's do this together. It sounds like you're interested enough, you know enough that you really want to do this. Let's do this together. Which package works best for you? I hope I've explained them well enough to you, because I want to make this business about you, and I've explained the different advantages. So now I'm starting to talk in cans, and I'm assuming it in a very nice way, and then I want to help you make your money back as soon as possible. You see how I kept it really simple? We have a duplication. We have, a simple system. I'll go over that question in a second. What if they say they don't have money? So that's what I'll do. If somebody says on a scale 1 to 10 that they're a 6 or below, then obviously I'm going to try to build back their belief to a 7 or above before I assume it, because they're too low. And so I'm going to try to get them up to a 7. Once I feel like they're a 7, I'll answer that question. But if somebody says that they're at a 6 or below, then obviously my goal is to try to get them more exposure to get them at a 7. Sometimes on that call, you can get them at a 7. Sometimes they're at a 4. Sometimes they just say they're at a 4 because they're scared. They don't want to show you they're interested enough. And so if they're anything below especially at 5. My goal is to get them more exposure and say, okay, that's totally understanding where you're at. I feel like maybe you just need to know more information. So my goal is to get you more information, and you get them on a 3-way call. You get them to a meeting. You get them to another Google Hangout. You're trying to build up their belief and their confidence level, and that's what you're doing in this business. The last answer I'm going to give to you guys is, what if they say that they don't have money? I tell this to everybody, and I'm super straight up. Listen, I'm super sensitive with the economy. I know it's very difficult to find the money. But I promise you, in this business, and you can say this is what my leaders have told me if you haven't seen this, if you're new, I've never seen anybody that truly wants to do this business not find the money. And I say that straight up to them, and that's the case. I've had probably over 100 people that have filed bankruptcy or foreclosure find the money. And I say that to them straight up, and I say, I'm not trying to be rude. I understand that it's hard. I understand that it's not easy. But if I told you, find $1,000 and I guarantee I'll give you $5,000 within a week, you'd find it. Now, I'm not saying or insinuating that's what's going to happen in this business, because I don't make promises. I don't know what you're going to do in this business. I don't know how hard you're going to work or anything like that. But what I'm saying is it's all about value. If the value's there, I promise you that you will find the money. So what I suggest is write down your top reasons or ways to find that money, whether it's borrowing money from somebody you know, whether it's taking out a loan, whether it's selling something that you have. If you truly want it, then you will find the money. Every single time, everybody finds the money, no matter what, if the value is there. I'm not saying it's easy. I don't know how long it's going to take you, but I promise that you will find the money, and I'll do everything in my power to help you. And the greatest part about it is most people that can't afford to do it, that find a way to do it, they have more success, because without sacrifice, there's no commitment. And a lot of the people that are super wealthy put money in and they say, no big deal. Didn't happen. Easy. That was only X amount of money to me. But the people that make that sacrifice, I found that they have more commitment to make this business happen. And so that's where I finish with them. I always finish with empowering them. I always finish with never belittling them, letting them know that I'm super sensitive, but at the same time, I take away their excuses. I do not buy their excuses. So again, thanks everybody for being on. We'll keep this Periscope up it always ends up for being about 24 hours. So people always ask me who won for the most amount of hearts. It goes for 24 hours. You can go back and replay, and you can still watch and add more hearts to it. So I will not know until tomorrow, and I'll announce it. And keep giving me suggestions on topics to do. That's the reason why I did this topic today, because several of you guys have private messaged me or made posts about it. So thanks so much, guys, and we'll make sure that we go over all this stuff again and replay it for you.